What content? I don't know where to find content. I don't have the content to teach people or to give value. I'm dead. That's it. I cannot digitally market myself. I cannot create a funnel with my own personal brand. I cannot help to sell shit because I don't have content. I'm dead. That's it. Alright, let's go. I'm dead. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Again, as to all my other videos, you need to chill. Alright, don't be scared. It's okay. You will have content, and that is what this next clip is gonna show you guys, right? I'm gonna show you guys how to generate some real content for you. And if you have any more questions, you don't know what to teach, what kind of content to teach. Now, number one, the first kind of content you teach is those that will gel in with your product. Okay, so that's the first tip. Now, the rest of the tips, I'm gonna leave that in the actual video. Okay, so watch the video, guys, and email me, ask me questions if you have any. I'll be more than willing to help. Okay, more free help for free. Don't worry, no charges. All right, thanks, adios. I'll see you in the clip. It's Jefford again from Rubik's Academy. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in. Alright, I actually covered the who's already. So now we're gonna move on to the what. Alright, it's not gonna be a very long video series, but it's gonna be a very important video series. And of course, even after this series completes and concludes, I hope to go deeper into each topic and start a new series. Okay, and eventually it will amount to a train a trainer program, TTT. Alright, it will amount to a train the trainer program. Right, because we want to make sure that everybody that can teach, that can train, will start training. All right, because ultimately we are in a gig economy. We want people to be able to start their own mini businesses. We see Rubik's has a platform where all these educators who have a passion to educate will come on board and start up their own little business, set up their own little shop on Rubik's. I mean, that is essentially the goal. All right, we want to remove all these roadblocks or all these showstoppers to becoming a top-rated educator. All right, for all people who are interested in teaching. All right, that is the goal. That is the eventual goal that we want to achieve here at Rubik's. All right, at Rubik's. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into today's content. All right, which is the what? Okay. Just adjust this a little bit more. All right, which is the what? All right, let me just okay. When we talk about the what, we're essentially asking the question of what should I teach, right? And this in itself is a showstopper. Some people, they have that innate desire to teach, but they don't know what to teach. Now, to answer this question, first we have to know what teaching is. Have you ever think to yourself what teaching is? What exactly is teaching? Now, everybody has their own little definitions of the word teaching. To me, okay, teaching is transmitting information. All right? Transmitting information with your twist. This to me is essentially what teaching is. You are taking information that is existing on the market and transmitting it with your own twist. Alright, there are very few trainers out there who double up as researchers, meaning that they discover new information. There are very few trainers out there that discover new information. Most trainers, they transmit existing information with their own twist. Now, this twist can come about because the trainers are also consultants. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so for example, if let's say I teach you how to close sales. I teach you how to close high ticket sales. There's a lot of trainers out there that do that. Teach you how to close high ticket sales, right? Now, obviously, there's already X amount of information that's available on the market. So I'm going to take that. All right, I'm going to learn. All right, there's no school or cert. Again, there's no certificate that certifies this. All right, but I'm still going to take that information from top speakers. All right, that are already in the market. I'm going to take that. I'm going to start teaching. But because I'm not just teaching, I'm also a consultant for these sales managers, for these sales agents. Over time, I also practice the art of closing high ticket sales, right? Because I'm not just closing you to coach you. I could be closing you because I would want to become a consultant for your sales team and give them actual sales techniques, right? So instead of giving you the knowledge, I'm giving you the service outright. Now, over time, as you give the service outright, you will develop your own take on the information, meaning that, for example, right, you will find that, oh, this technique works best for that kind of people, this technique works best for this group of people, and then you start to do what we call cross-sector learning, because now it's no longer about sales techniques alone, it's also about the personality type. So you start to infuse information from other sectors inside this sector, and that is what I mean by your own twist. Alright, your own twist could be infusing information from other sectors, it could be delivering the information with a different way, it could be coming up with new documents, new books, new forms, new SOPs, new frameworks for the particular techniques that you're teaching. So many things can be your own twist. Alright, and it all takes a bit of creativity plus a bit of practicing. So to me, teaching is merely transmitting information with your own twist. Now, if you tell me that, Jefford, I have nothing to teach. I mean, I want to teach. I find that teaching is a joy. It is a very joyous thing to do. Alright? But I don't know what to teach. I don't have the content. Now, ladies and gentlemen, pardon my straightforward response. Again, if you're telling me that, I'm going to say that's the dumbest thing I've heard. Alright? It's a dumb thing. Okay? Now, why? You feel that you have no information to teach because you feel that somehow, by that point of time, you need to have accumulated that knowledge. In other words, for example, all right, let's say this is a timeline. All right, so you're right here. Okay, you feel that at this point you want to teach, but you don't know what to teach. The reason you feel that you don't know what to teach is because you feel that whatever you have learned here is not applicable to teach. That's why you don't want to teach. Or maybe you have learned computing, or you have learned some other skill that you feel that is not applicable to teach because you need special equipment, you don't have the kind of budget, even Rubik's cannot provide you with the budget, so you feel it's not applicable. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, that's dumb. That is not clever. That is not a smart way. That is not the right way to go about thinking about this. Now, so be it. Let's say, for example, at this point, you have not accumulated knowledge that you feel you want to teach, but you know you want to teach. You want to teach something. You just don't know what. All right? How about you flip the coin on the other side and say, if I have not acquired the knowledge that I want to teach, then I will go forth to acquire new knowledge that I feel I want to teach. Boom! Mind blown, right? Mind blown right there. It's such a simple thing, but some of you who are watching this video would resonate with me and say, oh, actually, how come I didn't think of it that way? That's true. If my existing knowledge base does not allow me to teach, how about I acquire more knowledge? Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, coming back to this timeline, maybe at this point, you're not going to teach yet. But who's to say that you won't teach at this point? Right? Because by then you might have acquired knowledge that you feel you want to teach. So this thing about what to teach is again not a showstopper in the path of you becoming a trainer. Right? And it is a very easily resolved matter. Okay? Then some of you will say, okay, look, I agree with you, Jefford, I can acquire new knowledge. But the thing is, acquiring this new knowledge does not mean that I can teach straight away. Maybe I'm not good enough with it yet. Well, here's the revelation, ladies and gentlemen. You will never get good at it unless you start teaching. It's chicken and egg Okay, it's chicken and egg. You're not gonna get better at anything if you don't practice it. Okay, then now at this point, I'm gonna state a very important dichotomy. Alright, although I said you can transmit information with your own twist if you start practicing it, but you can also transmit information with your own twist even if you don't practice it. Now, what do I mean by that? Some people are very good at a particular skill. You can be good at cutting trees, but it does not mean that you are good at teaching people to cut trees. The skill of teaching is also a skill in itself. Some people are good jack lumbers, alright, but good lumberjacks, but they are not good at teaching people to become lumberjacks. Because, like it or not, if you are a good lumberjack, you know how to cut a tree. But if you are good at teaching people how to become a lumberjack, you know how to cut a tree. You might not have actually cut a tree before, but you're good at knowing how to cut a tree, and you're good at transmitting that information. And that is what matters. That is what matters, okay? The skill of transmitting the information is the true essence of teaching. You can be so good at cutting trees, but if I put you in a position as a coach and I say go forth and teach people how to cut trees, and you cannot seem to teach people how to cut trees, you have failed as a teacher. I put you there as a coach. You're a coach right now. You could have been a very good lumberjack. Okay, why do I keep saying jack lumber? Okay, you could have been a very good lumberjack, but when you're put in the position as a teacher, you're not a good teacher, right? So, same thing. Today, you could have just acquired some new knowledge, and you say to yourself, I haven't started practicing this skill yet, so I don't want to teach. But you have to understand that practicing the skill and teaching this skill are two different things. Sometimes, I kid you not, sometimes you can teach very well, but you're not good at the skill itself. Sometimes you teach students who are so good at the skill because they understood what you were teaching. You might not be very good at the skill, but you were very good at teaching. So they understand your teaching, you communicated transparently, clearly, and they go like, oh, okay. So they go on to become great lumberjacks, right? That's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. Now, I'm not advocating fake advertisements or misrepresentations. I'm not advocating any of that. What I'm saying is, just because you have acquired new knowledge does not mean that you cannot start teaching. You can start teaching maybe for a lower fee, at a cheaper fee, right? Because you are new, right? You are new to teaching as well, right? That knowledge. So you need to practice, right? So you need to practice teaching. So you can charge a lower fee. In fact, you can be free for all I care. Just start practicing, because you can never get good at teaching unless you start practicing teaching. That's the truth. Okay, so don't tell me that the new knowledge base is a certain skill that you haven't acquired yet. Bullshit. So what if you acquired that skill? Acquiring that skill and being able to teach that skill to new people who want to acquire that skill are two different things. So you need to focus on the teaching part, okay, first. That's the truth. All right, that's the truth right there. Okay, so please understand the what. All right, please understand the what. If you don't have if your current knowledge base does not allow you to teach, or you don't want to teach that kind of content, then go forth to acquire new knowledge. This question of what to teach should not be a showstopper. Again, it comes back to the same point. It should not be a showstopper. All right, that's why the whole title for this video series is Educate, Not Suffocate. Alright, because I don't want you to suffocate with desire to teach, but you cannot seem to teach, but you don't know where to start. That's the reason why I started this whole series. Alright, thank you very much. My name is Jefford Lim from Rubik's Academy. If you are an aspiring trainer, we have all the resources for you on the Rubik's platform. The budget, the marketing platform, the advertisement platform, right? We have the students, so come forth and join us. Alright, thank you very much. My name is Jefford Lim from Rubik's Academy. Remember that when you join us, your own identity will be disclosed as the trainer, which means your branding will be retained. Your organization's logo will also be shown. We do not claim credit for any of the content. We are just a marketplace. We are just a learning coordinator. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Thank you.